There, TV viewers, is your wall boring in one solid color and you want to spice up your life a little bit? Well, today I'm going to show you how to take your wall to make it look like this and then to make it look like this. Welcome to the Late Nate Show. Now the first part is pretty easy. We have to get the wall from an ugly brown to a blue, and I'm going to skip that part for you because it's pretty basic how to paint a wall. If you want to know what color blue I used, that's it right there. You can go ahead and take a little screenshot or write that down if you want. Take that to your Home Depot and they'll give you the same exact color blue that I have. Now my blue is a little bit darker than the Toy Story blue, and that's just because I'm a little bit older, and the lighter blue, it's more like a baby's room. I guess it's still like a baby's room, but that's okay. But it doesn't matter, just have fun with it. Pick whatever color blue you want. Pretty much any color blue you have and clouds. I mean, it doesn't matter if you have purple. If you have a wall with clouds on it, people are going to be like, hey, that's the Toy Story wall. So pick any color you want. Next, let's talk about the clouds. Now the clouds are hand-painted, mostly by my sister. A few of them are by myself. Check this out. This is the color white that I use. I know it's not white, it's more like a gray. And if you, by chance, are filming in your room and you're doing this for your YouTube channel, keep in mind, no matter what color it is, even if you don't do the Toy Story theme, make sure it's non-glossy. You want the flat stuff. It looks boring in real life, but on camera, if you get glossy, you're going to have all this reflection going on back there, and it'll be super distracting for the camera. Let's see if I can find something that's shiny. Here we go, this button right here. See, it's a little bit shiny. Don't leave. Oh my goodness. Okay, it's a little bit shiny. Well, imagine if this was gloss, the whole wall would be shiny like that. And that would be super annoying to look at all the time. Anywho, this is so fun. This is my little toy, by the way. I never get to use this in my videos because this is more for like movie production and not like, yeah, Easter egg videos. So yeah, I don't get to do this very often, so I thought, hey, now we're going for a walk. Okay, back to work. Now basically these are not like drawn out individually. Having that many clouds, look over there please. Okay, thanks. Having that many clouds, having the same exact size cloud every single time would be pretty hard to do, and I'm not an artist. If you're an artist, you're probably not watching this video. I don't mean that in offense, but like artists don't need to know how to do it, they'll just do it. We're not artists here, we're amateurs. Anywho, so I got a stencil you can get that ugly brown out of there. There we go. I got the stencil you can get. You can go to crazynate.com, and it's free of course, and you can print it out. You have to pay for their own paper and ink. But yeah, print that out, and then you trace and cut it out. And there's two ways you can do this, two ways. One, you can cut it out, slap it on the wall, get a pencil, trace out the cloud, then remove it, paint it, or what my lazy self likes to do, this takes a little bit longer in the beginning, but then at the end it's faster. If you got a laminator machine, that's cool. Cut it out and put tape on it on both sides, packing tape. Like it has to be like plastic filling tape, not like paper tape or anything. And then make sure you get as many air bubbles out as you can. And then we're going to tape it to the wall, and then with a sponge or a brush with just a touch of paint in it, we're going to top it like that, continuously, okay? And then you're wondering, well, how do we get consistent spacing, right? I'm glad you asked, you're paying attention. Alright, so let's pretend that this imaginary line right here is our wall, like this is the edge of the wall. You want to start at the end, and for this you're going to need a few scrap pieces of paper. They can't be cut down to size, they have to be a full sheet of paper. And then you need masking tape. So we're going to get a little piece of masking tape, and I'm not going to drag you to the floor so you can see all my VHSs and stuff down there. So let's just pretend this is the bottom, right? So you want to take your first stencil and you want to push it as far to the bottom and as far to the right as possible. Remember, this is our imaginary wall. And then you go ahead and tape it down. And then you put one piece of paper right there, and make sure that this is the bottom. Remember, this is the bottom, pretending this is the bottom. Make sure the paper is lined up so it's nice and straight, so you have a straight line. Okay? Then you take your other piece of scrap paper. That was all my notes from creating the stencil. and you make sure it's as level as possible, and then you tape it up. We're not going to do anything on this one or that one. These are just scraps. So then what you would do is you would stencil out your clouds or brush paint them, okay? Then move this and put it right here. Line it up with that one and this one, nice and straight. Bam! Just like that, okay? Then remove this one and put it here. And line it nice and straight up with this. Alright? And then you'll, or trace it out and then pull it off. Now you're going to drop it right down here and make sure that masking tape is underneath the stencil, obviously. And then you're going to make it nice and centered with these ones. The more time you spend making these lines like this, like you don't want your pages like that or like that. They have to be like perfectly like that. You do that, you'll have nice straight lines. And then, after a lot of work, this is your end result. Now if you notice, with these ones, what I did is it actually overlaps like that. So that's your own choice. You can make these clouds, so the lower you make this, the lower this one's going to be. So if you look, I got a sheet from here and a sheet from here. Okay, right? So here, let's put these imaginary pieces here. Now remember, just pretend that's where those two stencils were. Now you get this one, and I could set it like that, where I was showing you, where it's level to that, or you can bring it down as far as you want. But you don't want it too far down like that, because then it looks silly. So you can have it all the way up, and that's totally fine. I just, for camera purposes, I want to be able to put as many clouds in the shot as possible. So that's why I kind of stacked my clouds a little bit. So in my situation, since I only did the clouds in 2 different times, once then and then once now, obviously, I'm going to have to follow the same pattern as that, otherwise it'll look really weird. So anywho. Also, if you're going to draw with a pencil and stencil it out and then paint it later, you don't need to laminate it, okay? Just cut it out. Instead of using a paint stirrer, an easier solution, if you got a gallon of paint, just make sure your lid's on really tight. Just shake it. Just shake it. Shake it off. Then you don't need a paint stirrer, and this does a better job than a paint stirrer anyways. You save a little tree branch. I'm just going to use a cup. Don't judge a cup by its cover, it looks disgusting. But on the inside, it's super clean. And I don't know where my drop cloth went. It's 2017, so I'll just blame someone. Someone probably stole it. I didn't lose it, someone stole it. That's what we do, right? We blame everyone else for our problems nowadays. I tapped this top corner right there just to get the excess paint off. There we go. Remember, move this over first. Line it up best you can. There you go. Bam! Look at that. Look at that. Such a pretty cloud. As you can see, there's a few spots where the brush kind of slipped in over here. But overall, I mean, it's not a big deal. And when you have so many of the clouds, you probably didn't notice in my other videos, but my other clouds are just like that, where they have little spots. But people don't notice those little things, you know? If you have OCD, then you probably want to draw it out with the stencil and the pencil. And then hand paint it in, but that will take a lot longer to do than this. And you'll find out really quick, even just one wall takes a lot of clouds. So now it's kind of getting to the point where it's pretty repetitive. I don't know if there's anything else to show you, so I think I'm just going to set the camera back and let you see fast forward watching me paint it, okay? Because people like doing that, like watching that. Sorry if there's any awkward angles. I'll try to do my best in that area. So I started like crazy splatting with hard pressure just because I'm getting loopy painting all these clouds. And I realized it actually looks better when you just beat the tar out of it with your little paintbrush. Just a fun little fact. Anywho, back to the cloud. Okay, now we gotta do something a little bit different for the very top row. One of the problems we're gonna have, well, you might have, I had, if we have the same size ceilings, you'll probably have it too. When you get to the top, there's not enough room to do a big cloud and a little cloud. So the easiest solution is the custom cut. And what you can do is just cut right there and right there. If you don't want any clouds crooked, then there might be wallpaper out there. But if you've ever taken wallpaper off before, you know how much wallpaper stinks. So now we got a little miniature cloud. And that'll fit perfectly for the very top row. Well, now you know how to make a Toy Story wall. The shelving is just like $10 or $15 shelving on Home Depot. And if it's for a kid's room, I probably wouldn't get that because it's not very strong. You can't put a lot of weight on. Translation, when they try to climb on it, it's gonna fall, just like Home Alone 2. So hope you enjoyed. If you did, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, tell your friends, and also don't forget my main channel. I am talking about Easter eggs and all your favorite movies over there, so you'll probably want to take a peek.